Karina, how are you doing? I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing. You must be drained after Brandon's funeral. I can't even imagine how it'll be for you when he suddenly passed away in a traffic accident. No one could see it coming, and it must have been very difficult for you. Oh, it's so shocking that someone who left for work in the morning feeling fine can come back a few hours later as a dead person. It's such a surreal and heartbreaking experience. I can't even begin to fathom the extent of your pain and despair from losing a spouse overnight.
Hi, Jason. Thank you for showing empathy. It means a lot to me.
However, I need to tell you something that can't be hidden forever. I know it must be a huge shock to hear this since he never mentioned it before, but I'll just say it straight out.
What do you mean?
The truth is, he had a daughter that he kept hidden from you. He never told you about it because he didn't have the guts to tell you, but he confided in me. He always felt guilty for not being able to father his child, and it caused him a lot of pain.
What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Are you telling me that my husband secretly met another woman and had a child outside of the marriage? And now you want me to believe that? We've been together for 18 years, and our daughters are high school students. He was always honest with me and our daughters, and he was the best father who always did his best for his family. I know for a fact that he would never betray me or our children. You also know very well that he was not the kind of person who would have an affair with another woman and have a child.
I know very well about his wonderful character better than anyone else as his younger brother. I'm absolutely certain that he would never betray you. I also know that he was someone who was faithful and dedicated to you and your children more than anyone else. He was always gentle and never had an argument with you during your 18 years of marriage. However, he couldn't shake off the guilty feeling he had towards the daughter he had 25 years ago.
What did you say? A child he had 25 years ago. That was long before he married me.
That's right. He had a daughter long before he married you with a woman he dated during his college days. Despite his young age, he worked very hard to support the child by having multiple part-time jobs and sleeping only 4 hours a day. But the mother of the child felt that she couldn't stay with him because he was poor, so she ended up marrying a wealthy widower when the child was not even a year old. The child told me that her mother also broke up with the widower not too long after. He tried several times to win her heart back, but he eventually gave up and decided to move on with his life because the mother of the child begged him to leave them if he really loved them. He ended up leaving his past behind by marrying you and starting a new family with you.
I just can't believe it. I've never heard anything like that from him all the time we've been together. And I've never even had a feeling that he might have a child outside of the marriage. He's the person who celebrated the birth of each of our daughters without any dark expression. And he always said being the best husband and father was his goal. He's not the kind of person who would keep such a secret from me and our daughters.
I understand that your heart doesn't want to believe anything I say. However, unfortunately, that's the truth, and the reality is reality. When I heard the news of his passing, I thought I had to tell the truth to his daughter, and as his daughter, she should also send him off on his final moments. She also attended the funeral. Don't you remember? I introduced her as my niece to you.
I didn't really think much and just assumed she must be someone you know well at the time. I didn't have the presence of mind or the composure to think about anything else.
I totally understand. However, while I'm very sorry to say this to you, she also has the right to inherit Brandon's property as his daughter, and she also wants to inherit the property. Even though they haven't met for 25 years, it's an undeniable fact that she's Brandon's daughter. Perhaps she didn't even know about his existence.
No way! Do you really think I should give inheritance rights to that child who suddenly appeared and claimed to be my husband's daughter? It's already strange enough that she showed up out of the blue and said she's his daughter. But now you're saying she deserves inheritance rights and wants his money when he never mentioned anything about her during his lifetime, and we have 2 daughters together from our marriage.
He probably left behind a huge fortune from his business during his lifetime. I heard that his profit for the last quarter was about 200 grand. So it would be appropriate to divide the property equally among his 3 biological children. And I believe that's what he wants to do, even though he never mentioned it to you all this time.
Jason, did I offend you in any way? I supported you financially without ever asking for repayment every time you complained about the difficulty of raising 3 kids while having a mediocre job. I thought I did enough for you. But now you're saying such cruel things to me after losing my husband so unexpectedly and becoming a widow? Is there something I did wrong?
If you call it cruel to reveal a secret that he's kept hidden his whole life with a sense of responsibility, then I have nothing to say. It can be jarring to suddenly discover something like this after so many years, especially when it involves inheritance rights. However, from my perspective, that child and the 2 daughters you gave birth to are all my nieces, and I don't want any of them to be hurt in any way. Oh, please don't take my words as offensive, as that's not my intention. Rather, I'm hoping that you can think about this situation in a positive direction. I know that this is a difficult situation, but I believe it's important to approach it with an open mind and willingness to find a fair and reasonable solution for all parties involved. It's worth noting that she's willing to seek her right to inheritance using the power of the law. While this may seem like a drastic measure, it's important to remember that she has a legal right to her father's estate, regardless of whether or not he ever mentioned her during his lifetime. In light of this, I suggest that you calmly settle this matter to prevent any rumors or negative comments from spreading that would tarnish the deceased's reputation. After all, he may have had his reasons for not mentioning about his daughter. We don't want to make assumptions or jump to conclusions without all the facts when he can't speak for himself. I believe that with patience and understanding, you may find a way to resolve the situation in a manner that respects everyone's rights and honors the memory of the deceased.
I understand your words well, but I need a few days to think about it. I also need to discuss it with my children, and I need time to sort out my thoughts. Let me figure out how I should talk to them.
Sure, I'll pass the message to her and wait a few more days and hope that you will make a wise decision. Thank you, Karina. Hey, Karina, did you think carefully about what I said to you last time?
Hi, Jason. And what are you talking about?
It was about giving away Brandon's property to his daughter. She's still his daughter even though she wasn't accepted as his daughter. From what I've observed, you're a wise person with a warm and kind heart who always makes the best decisions, and I believe that you'll make the right choice again, far from any jealousy or other negative emotions. How much do you plan to give to her? She contacted me and she said she can't wait any longer.
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't come up with any plan yet. It would be a different story if that child is my husband's biological daughter for sure. But honestly, there's no evidence that she's Brandon's daughter, is there? Did you think I'd fall for such an obvious fraud like that? Did you think I was a fool to believe something so absurd?
What more evidence do you need when he directly told me about it? We can't even perform a paternity test on the child because he's dead already. Even my parents never mentioned anything to you for a long time, and I stepped up and told you all about it with a sense of responsibility. Shouldn't you be grateful instead of denying it? Don't you know that you're only hurting Brandon by denying so hard about it?
For what should I be grateful to you? Didn't you know that nowadays the world has become so advanced that you can perform a paternity test even with a deceased person if you have the willingness to do so? If you provide me with that girl's hair, I can take responsibility for conducting the test.
What does that mean? How in the world can you perform a test when he's dead and cremated already?
Because it was so sad that the person I love had to turn into a handful of ashes. I kept a couple of his hairs as their memento. I never imagined it would be used for something like this. My husband is ready, so bring me the hair of my husband's daughter that you claim. I'll verify whether what you're saying is true or not. We should hurry to request the test as soon as possible, even for a day, so she can inherit the property quickly, right? If it's hard for you to ask her for her hair, I'll get it for you. Give me her number, I'll reach out to her.
Well, I think that's impossible. She wouldn't want that. She grew up without a father, so she has a strong sense of self-esteem and dislikes being doubted. I'll try talk to her, but I don't think that she'll easily concede. I'll give it a try and talk to her.
How about we stop it right here?
I beg your pardon? What do you mean stop?
Do you pretend not to know what I'm talking about, even though you know it better than anyone else? I know that woman who claimed to be Brandon's daughter that you brought to his funeral was actually your mistress. She pretended to be his daughter to scam money out of me, but it was so obvious from the beginning that it was a lie. I knew from the beginning that you were a worthless person, but I never imagined you were this despicable. If you needed money, you should have just begged for it instead of insulting your brother who already passed away and humiliating us when we lost our husband and father so unexpectedly. Don't you feel sorry for me, who just became a widow, and my daughters who've been hurt by your absurd lies? Don't you feel sorry for your own brother who took such good care of you while he was alive? He deserved better than to be treated like a pawn in your twisted game. You may think that you can get away with this, but I will not rest until justice is served. You have caused us so much pain and suffering, and you will pay for your actions.
Karina, please, listen to me. I'm grateful to him for taking such good care of me when he was alive, but now that he's gone, he can no longer help me. However, it doesn't seem like you'll continue to take care of me like he did. And even if you said you would do it, it would be of no use to me when the help is only for a couple of $1,000s.
Is that why you plan to swindle a large sum of money from a widow like me who lost her husband and is left alone with 2 daughters? I desperately wanted to trust you even when I was considering hiring an investigator just to make sure. But now I realize once again that you're nothing but a despicable piece of garbage. Your wife works hard. She wouldn't say no even to being a housekeeper, to support herself and raise 3 kids in difficult circumstances. But instead of appreciating and supporting her, you have an affair with a young girl who's 10 years younger than you? That's quite a skill, having an affair when you're not financially established and completely broke. I guess the mistresses go through mating with any man regardless of their wealth or status these days, right? Don't you feel ashamed of your behavior toward your wife and 3 children? Your wife doesn't deserve this. She's nothing but faithful to you and your children.
How could you say such a vulgar word when you pretended to be elegant and graceful all the time? Did you say mating? What do you think we are? Are we animals or something?
Such ignorant and unpleasant remarks are things that even animals would find distasteful. Animals take care of their children and wife while you don't. Instead of appreciating and apologizing to your hardworking wife who sacrifices for you and your family, you betrayed her by cheating on her behind her back. It's the same with Brandon. He was a caring brother who took care of you even better than your parents all his life. But now he's gone. How dare you insult him by claiming that he has a daughter outside of his marriage? Did you think your lies would work for me because the deceased can't speak for themselves? How low of you to say such offensive lies as if they were true. How abhorrent of you when you're only worried if you won't receive financial support anymore when your brother passed away. You're worse than an animal, so please don't make derogatory comments about faithful animals.
No matter how angry you are, how could you say such disrespectful words to your brother-in-law? Is it okay for you to say whatever comes to your mind just because Brandon is no longer with us? Are you planning to sever ties with our family and say things like that to me? Is it okay for you just to act like this when his soul is still wandering in the afterlife? Aren't you afraid that he might get mad and haunt you for doing this to me? Since my brother cherished me so much, he probably wouldn't be pleased with you displaying such an attitude.
Well, you should be the one to face the consequences for daring to disguise your mistress as your late brother's daughter outside of his marriage. Seeing how you're saying whatever comes to your mind, it seems like you still have a long way to come back to your senses. Just so you know, I've handed over all the information I obtained by hiring a private investigator to Autumn, which I paid for, so be prepared. This is the most I can do to warn you in advance.
What the hell was that again? You handed my wife what? Why did you do that?
She's in a difficult financial situation and couldn't afford to conduct an investigation into her husband's suspicious behavior even if she wanted to. I empathized with her situation and offered to help by paying for the investigation myself. After conducting the investigation, I presented the findings to her, and she was incredibly grateful. She's a woman who constantly sacrifices herself for the sake of her husband and children, and her situation is truly heartbreaking to watch. Despite her own struggles, she remains determined to ensure the well-being of her family, which is a testament to her strength and resilience. As your wife, she has every right to know the truth about your behavior and the possible consequences it may have for her family. It was my pleasure to assist her in any way I could and provide her with the information she needed to make informed decisions for her future.
Are you insane? Why in the world did you tell her everything? I'm dating my girlfriend just for fun. I'm not planning to leave my wife and children or anything like that. Why did you have to make it worse by telling Autumn when I'm gonna leave my girlfriend when the time comes? You should have talked to me first.
Autumn is someone I look up to. She's older than me, but she always respects me as her older sister-in-law when not many people do that. As a fellow woman, it's truly disheartening to witness the way she's being treated. She makes sacrifices and dedications for the sake of her family, but to see her husband constantly having flings with other women is just unbearable. What I admired about her was her positive outlook on life, and her constant efforts to live with a sense of optimism, even in the face of poverty. She possesses an outstanding personality, and I can't help but feel that she deserves better than to be dragged down by someone like you, a man who is both lowly and contemptible. It's incredibly sad to think about how her life is being held back by someone like you. And it's frustrating that you seem unable to comprehend the gravity of the situation. She has so much potential, and it's clear that she possesses the strength and willpower to overcome the challenges she's faced with. But to have to walk alongside someone like you is a terrible fate indeed, who is unworthy of her company as you're leading her down a path of misery. It's a shame you can't seem to understand how your actions are impacting her and the kind of life she could be living.
So what is she gonna do, huh? Do you think that she can make a living and raise 3 children by herself by being a housekeeper? Make sure to tell her to not be swayed by your strange brainwashing and to not regret divorcing me in the future. I'll put the food on the table for her and the children without asking for a divorce if she covers the information you handed her for me as if she hasn't seen them. Tell her to get onto her knees and beg me not to divorce her.
That's not going to happen. And it's certainly not true that she needs a husband like you to live a good life. She's more than capable of living a life without the worry and burden of an unnecessary relationship. As you may know, my family has a long-standing reputation for making exceptional Italian food. Both my grandmother and mother were renowned pizza and pasta makers who could whip up dishes like the ones in Iron Chef without a single lie. I also developed a passion for cooking and learned everything by watching my mother closely since I was very young. Even after getting married, I continued to visit my mother often to keep the traditional cooking techniques alive. But eventually I realized that I wanted to share my family's exceptional dishes made with my family's exclusive recipes with others. With Autumn's enthusiastic support, I've been working tirelessly for the past 3 months to prepare for the opening of my own restaurant, which is scheduled to launch next month. I'll be more than happy to hire her and offer her a generous salary that will enable her to provide for herself and her 3 children.
Karina, how could you do this to me? Strictly speaking, I'm your family, not her. You should help protect me if you want to help someone, not her, who is a perfect stranger to you.
That makes literally no sense. Both of you are my in-laws. You're the one who's not a single drop of blood relation to me. I'll take responsibility for Autumn and lead a good life for her who's taking care of my husband's nephews and nieces with great effort and diligence. On the other hand, the pathetic guy who cheats and deceives deserves to pay for his actions and should pay for his wife's alimony. You have caused her so much suffering for a long time, so please let her go.
No, I am never gonna divorce her. Divorcing her is only good for her, not me. She's gonna make a lot of money now as you're gonna provide her with a comfortable life, and I need to be in it.
You never fail to disappoint as always, do you? I knew you'd do this. So I've gathered enough evidence of your infidelity by paying a lot of money. Let me remind you, even though you don't want to, you have no other choice but to go through with a divorce. Isn't it time for you to come to your senses?
Karina, listen to me. I won't stand by it. I'll fight at the court and do whatever it takes to keep my marriage.
After what happened, Autumn received alimony from her husband and finally divorced him. Now she works at my restaurant and makes a lot of money, and she's grateful to me for being able to take care of her 3 children much more comfortably than before. Although my husband left, I'm satisfied with my life where I raise my 2 daughters while doing what I want to do and helping out Autumn. According to what I heard from relatives, Jason was also dumped by his mistress and wandered for a few months with a sense of self-pity after the divorce. Eventually, he came to his senses through tearful appeals from his parents and now works in a 3-shift factory. He will have to live very hard to repay the debt he incurred due to alimony and support his 3 children. Although he suggested that they reconcile, Autumn firmly rejected him, saying that she's never been happier in her life and doesn't want to live a life of being manipulated by him again. I've always felt sorry for her because of her unstable husband who caused her mental and physical suffering. But now I'm so happy to see that she no longer needs to make unnecessary sacrifices and lives happily with her children. I wish for only joyful things to happen in her and my future. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more videos.
Hey, is it true that Julie's coming to visit us tomorrow? Why didn't you tell me sooner? She called me a few minutes ago, but I told her I didn't know anything.
Yeah, she's coming tomorrow. So what, is there a problem?
Yeah, there's a problem. Did you forget that you promised to take Mia to the zoo tomorrow? We already bought the tickets and everything. Does this mean that you're going to take Julie instead?
Why do I have to take her? You can take her yourself. I'm gonna stay at home with my sister tomorrow. She's my baby sister and she's pregnant. I don't have time to be going to the zoo when she's due to give birth. Don't waste my time with stupid stuff like that.
If she's due to give birth, then why don't you go and visit her instead? Why make her come all this way? If she's more important to you than your own daughter, then why don't you be a little bit more considerate about her condition?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? Why should I go to her? She's coming to live with us.
Huh?
It's better for her and the baby if she gives birth in the suburbs rather than the city. So she's coming to stay with us until she finds a house here, so that she can raise the baby in a better environment.
Wait a minute. You never told me anything about that. She's coming to live with us from tomorrow and you're telling me now?
Why do I have to tell you? It's not like I need permission to let my little sister live with us. This is my house and I'll do what I want with it. I don't need you giving me your opinion.
Of course you do. I'm your wife and I live here too. You can't be serious if you think that you don't have to respect my wishes. You can't just decide things like this without me. We need to decide these things together like a family should.
Alright, so what? You're saying that Julie just shouldn't have her baby? That she should have an abortion? You're jealous because Julie's younger and prettier than you, huh? And because everyone likes her and not you. So you want to deny her a place to stay? You should be ashamed of yourself, Hazel.
What? When did I even say that? Why would you even think that's how I feel about Julie? You've gone above twisting my words. All I said is that you should have let me know that you were planning on inviting your sister to stay with us and asked me how I feel about it. I think anyone would be angry if their husband or roommate suddenly invited someone to stay with them long-term without telling them.
No, that's just you. You're being selfish. You're a woman, so you should understand prioritizing pregnant women. Why can't you just be a little more welcoming? I bet that you're the type of woman who complains when nobody gives up your seat in the transport when you're pregnant, but then never gives your own seat up, huh?
Where on earth did that come from? Are you seriously trying to lecture me about putting pregnant women first? You're not listening to me at all. If Julie's pregnant, then of course I'm wishing her a safe pregnancy and a happy new life with her baby. But this is completely different. You're talking about letting your sister live with us, but she's pretty much a stranger to me. I haven't spoken to her much and I've hardly ever met her.
Shut up! What's so different about it? You're jealous of her, so you're not happy to welcome her into our home? Fine. I've had enough. There's no point in talking to you about this. You know, this is why my family hates you. None of them like you, if you didn't notice. Maybe if you put a little more effort into being thoughtful and treating other people with a little more care, they'd be happy to accept you into our family. But this is what we get.
Oh, look who's talking. You don't care about how I feel about your little sister moving in. And about Mia being sad that you're not going to take her to the zoo. You don't know the first thing about treating other people with care. Anyway, what does it mean that James is going to live with us as well?
Of course he is. He's the baby's dad. Why would he come with her?
All right. Have you met him before?
I've never met him, but if Julie's decided to be with him, then that must mean he's a great guy. I trust her judgment completely. There's nothing to be worried about. We're lucky to be able to live with the both of them. You should be happy with my decision, too.
I haven't heard many good things about him from your parents, though. Are you really sure about letting him live with us? I get that you want to help your sister, but he's a complete stranger. You've got to think about this.
Do you really have to complain about every little thing I do? Why can't you just keep quiet and do as I say? Whatever. If you're not gonna accept that Julie and her husband are coming to live with us, then maybe you're the one who should leave.
What? You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not. Take Mia and get out of my house. That way you don't have to live with Julie and her husband. That's what you want, right? Go live somewhere else where you can do whatever you like, and I'll do what I like here. I don't want a jealous woman like you around bothering my little sister when she's trying to have a baby anyway.
Oh, wow. You're actually being serious.
Yeah, of course I am. I'm Julie's big brother. She's due to have a baby in a few weeks and she needs me. It's my job to be there for her when she needs me. No matter what, even if my own wife starts being self-centered and childish, I'm going to be there for my baby sister. You and Mia don't need me like my sister does, so you'll be fine by yourself, so get out! Get out for Julie's sake!
Is that all you gotta say to me?
Yeah, get out and live on the streets for all I care. Get out before you spread your germs to my precious little sister. You don't belong here anymore.
Hiya, Hazel. This is Julie. You know, Tim's little sister. Just to let you know, I decided that it would be best for me to come over today instead of tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's gonna be so hot, so I'll see you tonight, okay? Great. What? You're coming over tonight? Yeah, we got on an earlier train because we found a cheaper ticket, and so, like, we got to the train station much faster. I'm totally tired out. So I was thinking, like, maybe you could prepare dinner for me and James. Oh, make sure it's something really delicious. We'll be there in half an hour, so it would be great if dinner was ready as soon as we got in. Like, no pressure or anything, just I'm really hungry, and you don't want to upset me. I'm pregnant, you know? I'm, like, so emotional. You're gonna be here in half an hour? That's gonna be a little difficult, Julie. You should have warned me. Fine. Then I'll have a bath first, and then dinner after. Simple. Do you get it? You can cook something up while I'm having some me time. Now I've warned ya. Happy, miss, you should have warned me. Ugh, you're just so annoying. I'm hungry, so I'm not gonna wait any longer for you to get moving and work on dinner for me and James, okay? Okay. Hang on a minute. Can you listen to what I'm saying for once instead of deciding things on your own? I'm having dinner with Mia right now, and if you want a decent meal, I'm gonna have to go out and buy more ingredients. That's going to take a lot longer than you think. Are you serious? Don't you have anything? Oh my god, how useless can you get? Ugh. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I don't have anything right now. If you really want me to make something while you're in the bath, why don't you just buy some stuff from the supermarket on your way here? That way, you can choose what I make for you too, without me having to guess what you might want. Ugh, as if. You're gonna make me go and buy stuff for you? Don't you know that I'm pregnant? Why would you say something like that to me? You're like so horrible. You mean buy stuff for yourself? I'm just asking you to buy the ingredients for the dinner you want me to make for you. I think that's only fair, especially since I didn't know you were coming to live with us until a few hours ago. Besides, you're coming with your husband, aren't you? You're not alone, so I can't imagine why it would be so hard to drop by the supermarket. It's not out of your way. Oh, wow. Now you're gonna try to use my husband as your slave. Oh my god, you're so much ruder than I thought you would be. I mean, I thought you would be happy that we were coming to live with you, but now? I've like seen your true colors. I can't believe you're this arrogant, ugh. I am so not surprised that everyone hates you. Like, really hates you. You don't know how much our family hates you. They never wanted Tim to marry you, you know. Now I know why. You're calling me arrogant? You and your brother are so alike. You don't realize when the things you say come bouncing back to you. Fine. Then how about I make something stir-fried? It's the quickest thing I can make with the stuff I've got in the fridge. Really? You're gonna make something stir-fried? Yeah, it's quick, but it's like so poor. I want something healthy. I'm pregnant, you know? I need something good for this baby, not cheap. I'm coming all this way to stay with you guys, so why don't you get sushi or something? It's so much healthier and doesn't have as many calories too. I mean, I get that some people might not like sushi, but you should take care of your weight too. Like, you shouldn't just let go when you get married, right? Alright, then will you be satisfied if I order some sushi? I'll phone a place I know, so do you have anything in particular that you want? Oh my god, sushi was just an example. You don't actually have to order sushi. Seriously, can't you, like, think for yourself? I thought you were a little smarter than that, Hazel. Oh, I know. I bet that you're really bad at your job, too. I'm right, aren't I? I'm always right. Alright, well, I've thought about it, and I think sushi is the best way to go, so I'm gonna order sushi. Ugh, you're really bad at this, aren't you? You can't even make one decision on your own. Can't you be a little more thoughtful? Just to warn you, James is really picky about his sushi, like, down to the last grain of rice picky. We only eat brown rice, and it's gotta have avocado and no cream cheese. If there's anything wrong with the sushi, James is gonna be, like, super mad. Like, totally out of his mind mad. You don't want to deal with James when he's angry, so I really suggest you take care not to annoy him. Especially since you're already annoying me, which is like, but I'm an angel. Is that so? Is that all you have to say? Ugh, you're so boring. Anyway, we'll be there soon, so have something ready for us, Kay? Oh, yeah, and don't forget to get the bath ready for me. I don't want it to soak in a dirty bath after you've used it, so make sure you give it a good clean. Like, a really good clean.
Can't you make her shut up? I'm getting a headache from all the noise. I'm trying to sleep over here, so get Mia to stop crying already.
Why do you think she's crying? She's upset that you're not going to take her to the zoo tomorrow, even though you promised you would take her out. It's the first time you've promised to have a full day with her, and she was really looking forward to it, so of course she'd start crying. Besides, I was the one that had to tell her because she was asking if Julie was going to come with us. Why don't you come out and apologize to her and explain why you're not going to take her to the zoo? I can't believe you. How can you sleep at a time like this?
Why should I care? I'm staying home with my little sister tomorrow, so you take her to the zoo instead. I don't get why I have to take her when you have time to take her yourself.
Because she wants to spend some time with you. She wants to have a fun day out with her daddy. If you don't understand that, then I'll leave, just like you told me to, and never come back. I'm going to give Mia the happiness she deserves. She doesn't deserve to be disappointed by you like this.
What? Are you actually being serious? You're gonna leave?
Yeah, I'm being serious. Why would I stay with a man that can't make some time for his own little girl? I don't want to see Mia crying like this anymore. It's best for her if she just forgets about you. I've already prepared the divorce papers, so make sure you sign them tomorrow morning before I leave with Mia. I'm not spending one more night at this house.
Do what you like, but I'm warning you, once you leave, you can't come back. I'm not helping you even if you come begging for me to take you back.
Sure, I'm absolutely fine with that. I hope you understand that the same goes for you too. No matter what happens with those two, don't come crawling to me. I hope you get on well with your new roommates.
Yeah, I will. It's my first time meeting James, but he really is a nice guy. I think we'll all get along just fine. He can hold his liquor, and we have the same interests, too. I think I'm gonna have a lot more fun living with these two than I ever did with you and Mia. You and Mia will just get in the way here, so you're right. It's best that you leave and never come back.
That's what I was planning to do. So, you accept the divorce?
Yeah, it's the best idea you've ever had. Hey, Hazel, you can come back now.
Excuse me?
You've had plenty of time to reflect on what you did, so I'll let you come back if you apologize to me and my sister.
I'm sorry, what? What do I have to apologize for? You really think I'm coming back? That's hilarious. I don't have any intention on getting back together with you. Mia and I are so much happier without you.
What? But you were the one who was asking me if I was being serious when I told you to leave. Now I'm saying that you can come back, so you should be happy.
I was shocked that you told me to leave, but once I saw how upset Mia was about the zoo, I decided for myself that it was best that we leave, and that hasn't changed. If anything, I was happy that I was given the chance. I feel so much better now that we're away from you, and Mia no longer has to get her heart broken by you. And it's the best thing I ever did. I managed to get away from a self-centered ass like you, and away from that childish, selfish bully of a little sister. I still don't even know what kind of person that James guy is, but I could sense that he was troubled the second he walked through our door. It was the right choice for me to separate you and those two from Mia. I don't know what might have happened to her if we stayed with you.
Hey, you don't want to go that far. Don't insult me just because you found an apartment out of state and think you're safe. Don't get ahead of yourself, Hazel. Anyway, I'll forget what you said, so just hurry and come back. You're lucky I'm even giving you this chance.
I'm not coming back, Tim. There's nothing you can say to convince me to get back together with you. Anyway, why are you so bent on getting me back? You're the one that wanted me out and wanted to live with your little sister. What changed?
I don't have any money, so please come back. I've told you the truth, so will you just come back? How much more do you want me to beg?
You want me to come back because you don't have any money? You've got to be joking. Why should I care about your financial situation? We're not married anymore. Deal with it yourself.
It's not my fault. Julie and James were supposed to pitch in with the bills and stuff. That's what we decided when they moved in. But it's just that, well, James wasn't so happy with that idea.
Huh, I knew it. Do you remember me asking you if you had met him before you offered to let him live with us? But you said that you trusted Julie's judgment, remember? I knew that he wasn't the type to go out and work for himself. He's much too arrogant and too aggressive to be able to cooperate in a work environment.
I know I was stupid. I wanted to hit myself for not realizing what kind of guy he was sooner. I really do regret letting him stay with us. But that's why I'm asking you for help. Why can't you understand that?
So, what kind of person did he turn out to be?
In the beginning, he was a great guy. Friendly, generous. He was kind of rough and, brutish. But he didn't seem like a bad guy. He was growing on me. But the more time passed, the more he changed, or the more that he was acting like his usual self, more like. He was talking down to me a lot and spending most of his time sleeping around the house. I was kind of getting really scared of him.
Oh, really?
But that was still, I could overlook that. It's just recently he's been bringing his friends around without telling me. It's some really big, strong-looking guys. I met some of them when I came home from work the other day, and I found out that he's part of a gang. They've been coming and going whenever they want because James gave them a spare key to the house. He made the keys without even asking me. The house has become their base of operations or something. There's always someone here.
He's part of a gang? Well, I'm not surprised.
Listen to me, Hazel. I tried to get away in the middle of the night. I planned it and everything. I worked out what times that James would definitely be sleeping, but he found me. I was so scared that he might do something to me, but he told me that I had to fund their activities if I wanted to be forgiven. They're watching me day and night so that I can't escape. I don't know what to do. I don't have the kind of money that they're asking for. How's Julie doing? Does she know what's happening? She's working with them! She's threatening me for money too! They were planning on doing this all along. She told me that the only reason she wanted to live with me was because she needed money. They've taken over the house. You've got to help me. I can't handle living with this anymore.
I don't have any obligation to help you. Especially not after what I've had to suffer with you. I don't have any intention of giving you any money just so you can hand it over to Julie and her husband. You've got to do something about it by yourself. You were saying that you would do anything for your precious little sister, remember? That's why you told us to get out. So, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Well, yeah, I said that, but I didn't know what she was up to. I wouldn't have said that if I knew that she was gonna try and use me for money.
Why should I care? We're strangers now. I don't have to help you. You're the one that told me not to come begging for help once I left. I have to prioritize Mia and her happiness, so I'm not going to help you when it's obvious that they're just going to keep asking you for money. I don't want you calling me anymore, do you understand? You don't have any right to bother me.
Hey, wait a second, just hear me out! Please, you've got to lend me some money, just a couple $100.
No way! Use your own money, or find a way to earn more.
Julie's pregnant. Can you really ignore us when we're in trouble? How heartless can you be? It's not the baby's fault that Julie and James can't earn any money for themselves. Don't you feel sorry for the baby? It's gonna be born into a house that's been taken over by some gang. I'm only staying so I can help the baby. It doesn't deserve to live like this. Only we can help the baby, so lend me some money, Hazel.
How do you plan on saving a baby that doesn't even exist?
What are you talking about? Of course it exists. It's gonna be born soon. It's gonna need me to save it.
But Julie's not pregnant, is she?
What?
I knew from the beginning. You must have thought that you had me deceived, but I knew. A few days before she moved to our place, I saw her. I happened to see her in town when I was shopping, and she was not pregnant. She didn't have a baby bump. But that same week, you told me that she was due to have a baby in a few weeks. It sounded fishy, and I thought you were being ridiculous on purpose.
You mean you couldn't see her baby bump because she was wearing baggy clothing, right?
No, I mean, she didn't have a bump. The clothes she was wearing showed that she had a very slender waist. It was just a few days before she came to our house, so she should have had a pretty major bump, but she didn't. Besides, no matter how baggy the clothes are, you can't completely hide a bump when you move around. And I don't know if you've forgotten, but I've been pregnant before. When she came to our house, she had a cushion or something stuffed down her shirt. It was so obvious that it wasn't a real baby bump. I guess she doesn't understand yet that babies are actually pretty heavy when they're in your stomach. I knew that they were up to no good when they came, and I knew that you were cooperating with them to get me and Mia out of the house.
I can't believe you. You actually knew? Yeah, that's what we were planning in the beginning. I thought up a way to get you to leave with Julie and James, and we were gonna work together. We were gonna start a company together from this house. I thought that we were all going to make an effort to earn money to start that company, but everything changed.
That's how they convinced you to let them live with you? It's hilarious that you managed to get tricked by that.
After you left, they completely changed. They started spending more time in the house with their friends while I went to work to earn money. Then they started asking me for money and they didn't put any money into the house. I've been surrounded by gang members, people that I don't know for the past few weeks. They're always watching me, making sure that I go back home and go to work. They've taken over my bank account.
But that's all your own fault. I told you to rethink letting them stay with us. Anyway, I've had enough of hearing about your sob story. The only thing I've got to say is that I told you so. Goodbye, Tim!
What? Wait a minute, you can't be serious. Hazel, please answer the phone just this once. I need to talk to you. Please, I don't have anywhere else to turn. No one else will help me.
Sure, I'll listen. But I'm only doing it to laugh at how stupid you were. Don't expect anything else.
Really? Finally. The truth is I managed to get out of the house and I'm on the run right now. But there are some guys after me. You've got to hide me at your house.
You're being dramatic, Tim. But Mia's here, so I can't let you in if you got some gang members after you. I'm not risking Mia's safety for you. I'm not giving you our address.
I'm not being dramatic, it's true. I've got proof of the illegal stuff that they've been doing. I found something a few days ago and managed to smuggle it out. They've been using that house as a base for their crimes. They've been selling some stuff.
Whatever, I don't want to know. Why don't you go to the police? You can get them out of your house by having them arrested. If you've got proof, then it'll be easy.
I'm an accomplice and I'll be arrested with them. How can I get rid of them without going to jail? No, I already know how I'm going to use this as evidence, okay? I'll use it to make a deal with them. They won't be able to say no to anything I have to offer. That's why I need you to let me stay with you, so that I can have more time to prepare before I make my deal with them. Please, otherwise they'll catch me before I can fight back.
Fine, then come to the address I'm going to send to you.
Hazel, thank you. I owe you a lot. I am so lucky having you. Hey, what are you doing? Why did you run away? Hey, give me back those documents! I need them to make my deal with the gang! Give them back! What are you planning to do with them?
I'm going to take this to the police. If I do that, you, Julie, and James will all be arrested, and I won't have to worry about anything. Mia and I will live happily ever after.
Are you gonna betray me?
You're the one that betrayed me first. Don't you understand that? Maybe you should put a little more effort into being thoughtful and treating other people with a little more care. If you did that, then maybe people would be more willing to offer you a helping hand. After that, I took the documents I had stolen from Tim to the police and helped them with their investigation. The documents provided the police with evidence that the gang Julie and James were involved with were linked to all sorts of fraud and cons that had been committed in the area. Julie, James, and Tim, as well as a few dozen other gang members, were all arrested in the days following. Everyone, excluding Tim, had been charged with other offenses, so they were all dealt jail sentences almost immediately. Tim was given a suspended sentence of a couple of years, but ended up going to prison anyway. As for me, I regained the rights to the house I had been forced out of and decided to renovate it before putting it on the market. Once Tim was out of prison, he didn't have any money or a place to stay. He couldn't return to the old lifestyle he used to enjoy and had to work day and night to return the money he owed. But he soon lost hope in working like an honest person and started gambling, betting the little money he had on making a fortune. He ended up addicted and began to commit crimes to fund his gambling. I don't know exactly what for, but I hear that he's back in jail. Mia and I are living peacefully in a new home in a new neighborhood using the money I got from selling the old house. I've learned an important lesson about choosing wisely when I pick who to be friends with and who to spend the rest of my life with. And I hope that I can continue to protect and raise Mia into a good person and teach her how to choose honest, trustworthy people as her friends as well.
Excuse me, Eric, where are you going right now?
I'm sorry, an emergency has come up, so I have to go.
An emergency? How could anything be more important than our wedding? There are so many of our friends and family here right now to celebrate you and I getting married today. What kind of reason could you have that would make it right for you to leave our wedding now?
My ex-girlfriend is struggling with a really bad fever right now, and she needs my help. We're going to have to postpone the wedding for right now. And then when I get back from her side, we can continue on with it.
You're kidding me. We're in the middle of our wedding, yet you'd rather be by your ex's side?
I don't have a choice right now because she's a real mess with that fever.
And when you say your ex-girlfriend, are you talking about Skylar?
Ah, so you know who I've been talking about. Now that I think about it, you and her used to be friends with one another back in the day, right?
That's right. And that's the exact reason why I don't want you going to her right now. Or are you saying that she is more important than your bride?
Don't say such grudge-ridden crap like that. I'm just a nice guy that will not leave those in trouble without any help. I wish you'd be more happy with the fact that you're getting a husband as thoughtful as me.
The only person you're that thoughtful towards is her, though. And wait, how the heck do you know about her having a fever right now and not doing well?
She sent me a text saying she's not doing too well.
So you're telling me you've been looking at your phone during the middle of our wedding? I'm asking you to please come back here so that we can get this wedding back on the road. Come back here right now, Eric!
Shut up already, Hallie. Right now, Skylar's a mess due to that horrible fever. If I don't go to her right now to be by her side and that fever gets worse, causing her to go into a life-threatening state, what do you think will happen to her? Who'll be there to take her to the hospital then and keep her from dying?
How about you stay here and spend the most special day of your life with me and have someone else go take care of her? You don't have to go.
Ugh, I never thought you were that heartless towards other people who've never wronged you. Just shut up and keep everyone here until I'm able to come back. I want you to entertain everyone in a way where they won't get upset over me having to postpone things there.
So you are really going to leave then? Eric! God damn it, Eric!
Hallie, why were things just postponed like that all of a sudden? Eric didn't even say a word to anyone before he just stood up from his seat and ran out of the room. Did something bad happen that none of us are aware of?
Dad, actually, Eric, he's going over to his ex's place.
His ex-girlfriend's place while he's in the middle of having his wedding?
And to make things worse, it's Skylar's place that he's going to.
Skylar. Is she that girl who was in the same grade as you all throughout high school?
That's her.
What is going on here? Not only are both of the families all gathered here today, but clients and partners from work, leaders, employees, all sorts of very important people. What was Eric thinking doing something like that?
I have no clue, Dad. I was trying to understand what he was thinking by asking him to explain things to me, but now he's not even replying to my texts.
I'm sorry. I didn't want this sort of thing to happen to you.
No, I'm sorry for you, Dad. I understand that Eric has always been a problem for so many people to have to take responsibility for. But when something like this happens, you'd think he'd at least have the common sense not to leave. I trusted that he loved me enough not to do this.
Maybe it was a mistake to trust in someone with a history like him? You and I were both aware that there were things that are wrong with the kid, right?
I know that, Dad. You're right. Ever since I started going out with Eric, he's always been staying in touch with Skylar like they'd never even broken up. And there was that one time that he and I got into a fight over that. In the end, I told him to never ever talk with her again. Yet, him not listening to me makes it feel as though I've been stabbed in the back now.
That's because you've been stabbed in the back by him. But it was bound to happen with him. Now that the groom is no longer around, there's no point in wasting everyone's time by holding them here. Hallie, when you get a response from Eric again, you let him know that the families are waiting on him. I have an idea for what to do about him.
Can do. Eric, even if it's just for a few seconds, could you please shoot me a reply?
Shut up already. Skylar just fell asleep and I don't want my phone going off and waking her up. If you keep calling and texting me, I'm gonna have to block you.
I don't care about Skylar right now. When do you think you'll be able to make it back to the wedding?
Huh? Oh, that's right, the wedding. I haven't really made up my mind yet, but I'd like to spend a little bit more time watching over her to make sure she's all right before I go back.
How much much longer do you plan on keeping everyone here waiting? You can't expect all of our guests to just sit here waiting for you to finish up doing something that has no relation to all of us, right?
If we're going to be charged for holding the wedding for longer than planned, could you go ahead and pay the fee? I had to come all the way out here to take care of someone with a life-threatening sickness.
Why the heck aren't you listening to anything I'm saying, Eric? Is Skylar really that important of a person to you still? She's your ex-girlfriend, man, and shouldn't mean much at all to you anymore. And you know that her and I aren't close to one another, so you should respect that fact and stay away from her. I have told you plenty of times before to stop meeting and talking to her, right? And all of those times you've told me that you'd never go near her again. Yet, Eric, you chose the worst day to break that one promise you made to me. Our wedding day, and in the middle of our wedding at that.
And about all of that, Hallie, I know that you've told me before about how you and her don't get along all that much now, but Skylar told me that's just not the case. So does that mean you're jealous of the fact that I'm giving her some of my attention still? I just knew that you plain girls always get so worked up over men like us wanting to meet with prettier women.
So you're not even going to trust what I've told you?
When speaking of who I've known longer, that would be Skylar, right? Now, back to the wedding. It's not canceled, just delayed a little, all right? I don't care how long it takes for me to get back there. You don't let a single guest leave.
Then we'll all just continue waiting.
So you're finally gonna listen to something that I've said? If you'd just done that for me from the start, then we wouldn't have to be sitting here getting all upset.
We'll all be waiting with excitement for you to come back here, Eric.
Sorry that everyone's gonna have to wait on me. How about you ask around and see if anyone there can do a magic show or something to entertain everyone? Hallie, what the hell did you think you were doing? Because of you on my biggest day, I had to be embarrassed?
I'm not sure why you blame me for natural responses that would have come from anyone who had to be forced to wait as long as everyone here did.
Huh? How was any of that a natural response? I have all of my friends and colleagues here. Yet when I came back to get back to having my wedding, I get told that I'm fired? Are you guys all heartless monsters or something?
You want to know why that had to happen in front of everyone here? Because you didn't seem to understand your position at all today, no matter how much I warned you. I really don't want to say this, but I'm going to have to. Don't forget that my family's company is the company that picked you up off the ground when you had nowhere left to go. Yet today you somehow forgot that fact entirely and left this wedding to go be with your ex, leaving everyone here waiting. What is wrong with you, Eric?
Wait, that's why you should have stepped in and told all of your family not to worry about what I was doing. You're my wife after all, and your job is to make me look good and help out.
There are a lot of things I can do to help make you look good, but lying about my own feelings to make you look like a decent human being is not one of them. Also, how should I explain to everyone that my husband went and left our wedding today to be with his ex-girlfriend without looking like a complete tool? Everyone who heard about that looked at me like I was insane. So you want to know why family no longer wants you working for them? Because you are nothing but a problem child that not even we could manage to take care of.
Huh? You have no idea the kinds of things I did for your family's company, so don't you dare talk to me like you know better.
Eric, you have always loved belittling the hell out of me, and after today, I know that those kinds of hurtful words will never stop coming from you. The only reason I put up with all your crap for as long as I have is because of one thing, Eric. Ever since your family's business that they tried to run started to go under, my family has been very interested in it. The idea that I gave was by marrying you and creating a relationship between my family and yours, they would be able to buy your parents' business and make it a part of theirs. That would have been a win-win situation for all involved. But if we don't end up staying together, those talks will all vanish.
What? Huh? What kind of a boring joke is that?
You think what I just said was a joke? If anything, what you did to all of us today should have been a joke. You leaving us all here to wait for hours over your ex pissed everyone here off.
Did you really go and tell everyone here about why I had to leave the wedding for a little bit?
Of course I flippin' did, Eric. I made sure everyone knew about how you left this wedding to go be by the side of your ex because they deserved to know. You just thought everyone would have been okay with being left in the dark on having to wait hours when nothing happened?
And your job was to make up some kind of a lie that would have satisfied them all. Now you've just gone and made me look like some kind of jackass in front of everyone.
Well, what you did was something that nobody in their right mind would do on their wedding day. And the fact that you wanted me to lie to everyone about it goes to show that even you knew what you were doing was screwed up. Honestly, all you had to do today was stay here with all of us and enjoy your wedding and our marriage. That's all anyone was asking for, yet you couldn't even do the most simple and sensical thing. So don't you dare blame me for any of this when all of it is on you.
God damn it, right now is fine. You go and talk with your parents and family right now and tell them that you and I are still going to have this wedding and get married. Also, you tell them to take back what they said about firing me.
I have no reason in my mind for doing something like that now. Thank God this all unfolded before we handed in our papers to the courthouse.
If you're not going to go and talk with all of them, then I will, and I'll make sure your dad listens to me. I know that your dad, of all people, actually has a brain cell or two left in his head, and preferred me over anyone else in the company. And if I really have to, I'll save my job and have you kicked out of your own family. And then your dad can adopt me, and I'll take your place.
Now you're just talking like you've completely lost it.
I hope you're shaking in your shoes right now, thinking about what I'll do. Dad! I heard from your daughter what all happened. She wants to have this wedding ended and our marriage taken back. That all has to be some kind of a sick joke, right?
It's surprising that a child of your standards would be able to talk to me as though I was still going to become your father-in-law. After having completely ruined my daughter's wedding today, you'd have been better off avoiding me. If you're really the man that took me into your company and praised me like you had, then that means you know I'm a far better man than whatever anyone else here believes, right? I can only wish for a better man to take your place now, because as far as I'm aware, no man would ever leave his own wedding to go and meet with his ex-girlfriend, no matter what the reasoning. Also, based off what Hallie has said about you already, she's told you 3 separate times not to talk or visit that ex anymore, correct? I'm really not sure what makes you think that I ever liked you enough to allow you to behave in that disgusting and shameless manner. But I think ending this wedding and the marriage between you both is the right choice.
Understood. Then, Dad, I want to ask you something. Would you mind becoming my real father instead of always being Hallie's father?
What?
If this marriage between Hallie and I won't be happening, then I'd like for you to make me a part of your family through adoption. And then you can take back what was said about me being fired. I promise that I'll never make any one of you regret that decision, and I'll be the hardest working man you've ever seen.
You're lucky you didn't just say that to my face, or else you'd be getting a knuckle sandwich like no other. I blame myself partially for never being able to tell what kind of vile filth you are. Back when Hallie first brought you home to see us, I should have been a bit more forward about how I didn't want her dating you.
Hey, come on now. Now you're just making it sound like you were always against me dating your daughter.
Correct. And that's because I always have been. At the start, I was extremely against her dating you, and even told her that if she really wanted to marry you, she'd be on her own.
Huh?
What man wouldn't be saying that to their daughter when they've had a look at you? Sure, back when she brought you to the house for the first time, you came in a nice suit and were very respectful to all of us. You did a great job making it look like you were a well-put-together gentleman. But after having a glance at what you were hiding behind that facade, I knew. Anytime we were not in the same room as you, and it was just you and my daughter, you were on your phone and never conversed with her. And that was because, you are very much right about that observation. And when she'd have something important that she wanted to talk with you about, all you did was sit there staring at that damn phone of yours. That's when I really started to think about how you weren't really into being with my daughter, especially not with the goal of marrying her. No respectable father would want their daughter going to a man like you, Eric. And that is why, after you went home and it was just Hallie with her mother and I told her to rethink things. But no matter what I told her, she said that she was fine with the way you behaved then. You stabbed the both of us in the back, you asshole! And you have the wrong idea about all of that. Back then, the only reason I was on my phone so much, not listening to Hallie, was because one of my family members was very sick. The timing of that was all horrible, and I had to stay in touch with them because I was worried. Sorry to break this to you, Eric, but I know far more about your family than most people do, including you, even. So I would cut it out with those pathetic and baseless lies right now. What the hell? If you already know everything about them and why I was on my phone all the time, then why ask? Now you're just toying with me and wasting my time. Are you really in a place where you should feel comfortable complaining about what I'm doing, boy? You had been looking at your phone all day today, even before you had to leave to go and see your sick ex. I'm going to assume that all of that time spent staring at your phone instead of acknowledging your guests was because your ex was texting you? Someone with standards as low as you is not worth keeping in our company nor our family anymore. What the hell? You're not even my real father anyway, so I don't have to sit around listening to this crap. Who gives a damn, honestly? There are plenty of other companies out there that would love to have me in their ranks. I don't need to stay in your guys' lame company anyway. I'll go out and find another company that I find suitable for me and climb my way up there before coming back to you guys and crushing your company. What are you rambling on about, boy? Did you not notice that at today's wedding there were plenty of partners and customers to my company? Not a single one of them whom I've conversed with so far has said they'd love to have a backstabbing child like you in their company. Especially when all he'll do is call off all the time to go and be with his ex-girlfriend. If you really want to be worth something to any of those companies, you'll have to start by growing up and being respectful to others. What? I want you to understand that you'll never find a job in this line of work ever again. What did you say? Then what's going to happen with me if I can't find a job in this field anymore? What am I going to do then? Are you really saying that I won't only lose my chance at getting a wife, but I'll also have trouble finding another job? You all are monsters. Absolute abominations to man. This is all happening because you chose to go against my family's trust we had placed in you. All I freaking did was go to my ex-girlfriend's place, that's all! Why does all of this have to happen now because of that? The fact that you can't even realize what you did was wrong is the root of your problems. Are we done here? I happen to have a company to attend to, as well as an upset daughter, which means all the time I had for caring about soft little boys is up! You and I will never meet or talk to one another ever again after today. And don't ever come around my daughter again. Damn it! This was not supposed to be happening to me. I haven't done anything wrong. Hey!
Because of you, my whole life is being screwed up. Because of what happened at the wedding, both of my parents are forcing me away, and I was told by your dad that I will never be able to find another job in this field ever again. I seriously cannot believe this is happening to me. How the hell are you going to take responsibility for all of this?
By not taking any responsibility for what you've done, fair and square, really. I did not cause your downfall, therefore I will not be the one to take the blame for it either. Although I would gladly take credit for it if that meant you shutting your stinking mouth. Didn't you ever think me warning you not to leave the wedding was me actually warning you? Yet you still chose your ex over me, and that showed everyone the kind of child you really are deep down. So next time you want to start blaming me for what's happened here, just remember that I warned you about all of this.
Shut up with your far-fetched logic. Are you really saying that you're happy about the fact that I might end up a piece of trash in this society now?
Actually, I look forward to seeing you on the streets really soon.
You're a bitch.
Don't start yelling at me now. One call to the police about you yelling at a stranger like that, and they'll be coming out to talk with you. Remember, you chose Skylar over me, so we're strangers to one another now. So much so that I forgot about what it felt like to love you. Actually, my love for you had slowly been washing away, but after yesterday, it's like there was never a flame to begin with.
What the frick? Do you really hate the fact that I've been with Skylar a few times that much? You think it's okay for you to hate people like that for no reason at all? You really are such a piece of dog crap. Think about it. Maybe it's because you've always hated her so much for no reason that I've wanted to talk to her more and more.
Always blaming others, just like a 5-year-old would do. Had there been no plans between us and about 50 other people yesterday, I would have probably forgiven you for going out to see her. But yesterday was a day that was meant to be about you and I, that should only ever happen once, and you blew it off for her. I've already told you why her and I aren't on the best of terms, even if she isn't willing to agree with that. But here I go again. The reason why I do not like her and wanted you to stay away from her is because she was my high school bully. To the point that I have nightmares about her sometimes and cry when I think about all she did to torture me. Just mentioning her name makes me get all nervous and worried. Yet you would always be texting with her or calling with her and going out to see her. And each and every one of those times I'd die a little more on the inside because I'd have to relive all those bad memories.
None of that is anything I care about. You really are such a rude bitch letting yourself be held back by the past like that.
You must have no idea what it's like to be bullied then. I told you about this crap the moment I found out that you had been going out with her before, Eric. I told you that I never wanted you meeting with her again. That's it. You told me then that you understood my feelings and promised not to talk with or see her anymore. Yet time and time again, you do things like this. Why was it so hard for you to listen to what your girlfriend, your fiancé, your bride was saying?
All this babbling is starting to drive me nuts. Now that I think back on all of that, I'm happy we're done with now. I still have Skylar after all. She's told me that having me in her life still makes her feel relieved, and it does the same for me. So I'm gonna get back with her and we'll get married. I always did find her a lot more attractive than you, and way better in bed. Your boringness and lack of any good features is why I always talked with her. And since I'm not going to be working for your family's company anymore, there really is no reason for you to be in my life anymore.
What are you going on about? That is not happening.
What was that? Are you jealous of what I'm saying now? No matter what you have to say to me now to try and win me back, I know better and will not chase after that worm again.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. She has no plans of having you be around her for the rest of your life.
Huh? What makes you think you know that? I'm not gonna listen to any more of those depressing comments you're trying to keep me around with.
So you've really been out of the loop all along? I didn't think I had the right to be telling you this, but Skylar has a fiancé. I hear that things picked up really fast between them, and they will be getting married really soon here.
Huh? That another of your lame jokes or something?
To make this quick, the only reason she would ask you to come out and see her when she needed something is because she still had you on her leash and she knew it.
Now you're just making us both look bad with no proof. If that was the case, then why did she still ask me to come out and be with her when she had her fever and not her fiancé?
I had a look at her Instagram account when I woke up, and on there she talked about how her fiancé had to leave for a bit on a business trip. That's why she had to end up asking you to go take care of her, because you were the only person she knew who was so desperate for her attention that you'd drop whatever you were doing, no matter how important, to be by her.
No way.
All I had to do was look at what she posted on her story. Yet this whole time, you had no clue she was engaged and had a man she loves. It just cracks me up that you think you could get back with her in a heartbeat.
Damn it. Making fun of me like that? Stop it!
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just telling you the truth about yourself.
Hey, Hallie, you really have no plans of letting me back into your life? I promise to find another job in another field somewhere else.
Jesus, no flippin' thanks. Someone like you who couldn't even stay serious with your fiancé would never make it with a wife.
No way. Give me a chance to make this up to you.
Not happening. Don't you even talk to me anymore, you freak. I don't want anything to do with you anymore, so just go screw yourself or something. I don't know.
No way. Hold on a second, Hallie. If you abandon me now, what am I supposed to do? I was planning on using you to find me another job and all. I won't be able to support myself on my own.
And you know why that is? Because deep, deep down in the part of your heart that quivers in fear when you think you're being abandoned is this pathetic little man named Eric. And that man never learned how to grow up past elementary school. And that is why he doesn't know how to do anything on his own and why he is afraid of everything, even though he thinks he can act all tough. So guess what? The only thing that is left in this world for that small, pathetic man hiding inside your heart is self-induced failure. So enjoy it. Goodbye.
Hallie, what am I going to do now?
I've finally finished filling out all of that paperwork, and now there's a restraining order that means Eric will no longer be allowed within 500 feet of our family. As long as you're home with your mother and I, you will never have to worry about him.
Thank you so much for doing that, Dad. I was really getting fed up with all the texts he kept sending me, so I just went and blocked him as well as all of his social media accounts. With that, there's no way he'll be able to get inside my head while I'm home. Sorry that you had to fill out so much paperwork, though.
I should be the one apologizing to you right now. When you first brought that boy home to show him to us, I should have stepped in as your father and stopped things right then and there. Then none of this fiasco would have had to happen, and we could all be enjoying something else. You would have never been scarred by him either.
There's no reason for you to be apologizing to me like that. This all started because I didn't judge him well enough before letting him be my boyfriend. My fiancé, even.
That's because he was decent at hiding his red flags from you, and you wanted to help him and his family out. For a while there was no helping the love that you formed. But I really should have stopped things then when I realized things were very odd about the kid.
But this time you stepped in and did all sorts of things for me to make sure I escaped with little to no harm, right? That was more than enough for me, Dad. Sure, I may have had to endure being belittled by him again, but at least this time we showed him that my family and I were not to be messed with.
And that's what he'd better think for the rest of his life.
So this next time that I find someone that I want to marry, I'll make sure to run him by you first to see if he really cares about me or not. Considering that there was a lot riding on this wedding of Eric and I, his family all went and cut ties to him, realizing he'd be the cause of their business's downfall. Having lost pretty much everyone he would have relied on for help, Eric was forced into a very tough situation, and soon he couldn't even reach out to anyone anymore as lots of people blocked him. Weeks have gone by since that crazy event took place, and there are still times where I'll think about both Eric and Skylar. But whenever I zone out at work, being reminded of them, I realize that I have things I need to stay busy with right in front of me, and that really helps me forget. And one day it seems that a man in my department noticed me zoning out and came over to ask me what was up before following that up with an invite to dinner. Anyway, the thought of going out to dinner with a handsome man like him soon has completely erased any thought of those two idiots for the time being.